What's going on, everybody? It's really good to see you guys. Today is going to be a very special video. I'm going to be reacting to another project of Stannye Boys. I do have a video on the channel reacting to a previous project of his. I remember that it really impressed me. He is somebody who is extremely talented, and if you are familiar with my Putting Y'all On streams, if you show up to those, or even my regular Spotify suggestion streams, if you're in there pretty frequently, you've probably bumped into him in the chat, and he has been a longtime supporter of the channel. And so I, for one, really enjoy putting you guys on to new up-and-coming artists who you might not have heard before. And so I was more than happy to do this video for this album that he is releasing. Right now, it's a public playlist on YouTube, but I do believe it's dropping on Apple Music, Spotify, and other streaming services very soon. So I will update the description with those links when it does drop on streaming services. But for now, I will put a link to this playlist on YouTube in the description in case you want to check out this album. It would really mean a lot to me. I really hope that you guys would check out his music and support him the way that he has been supporting this channel. And who knows, one day it might be you that I do a video for, and I'm sure that you would enjoy it if lots of people who watched the video clicked the link and checked out your music. So that is the reason why I do videos like these. It is to support you guys the way that you support me, and it means a lot to me. And one day when I do have thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, I will continue to do these videos, and will continue to support you guys the way you support me. So with that said, I'm going to be jumping into this project, man. Do I have anything else I want to say? I think that's a pretty good intro, right? Is that a good YouTuber intro? Let me know in the comment section. This project is called Going Nowhere Fast. It's got a couple skits on here, which is why it's 20 tracks long. A lot of them are skits, but it lies around 30 to 35 minutes long, so it's pretty standard. Yeah, let's check this out, man. These opinions will be honest and unforgiving and very, very brutal. Oh yeah, I guess I'll just say, if you would like a video for your music, hit me up on Instagram. I guess that is something that I want to add to the intro before I jump into this. So track one is This Is All We Got. It's 19 seconds long, so it's basically just an intro. I'm gonna let it bleed into Going Nowhere Fast, which is the title track.
And to spend your time focusing on the past is to spend the only thing that you've got, and that's what's right here, right now, because the sand never stops running.
Yep.
This is all we've got.
Oh, okay, this is all we've got is the time. I get it. I like it. Yeah. Track two.
Going nowhere fast, I hope nobody gonna stop me. I don't think this is the realest shit I wrote, but probably it is, cause I'm more amazing. I'ma keep this fire blaze, yeah. Going back, I noticed that the dust can make me feel brand new bad.
Wow.
The days passed, now I'm going nowhere fast. I was on my way to crash, but I then roll over dead. I'm back on the road, it's cold.
I love the humming in the background.
Know if I'ma make it, but if
this beat's incredible, and I love these lyrics.
And you couldn't turn your back on me, I'm that good. Yeah, I don't know.
That's so fire.
I just know that I made it from it. Going nowhere fast, I hope nobody gonna stop me. I don't think this is the realest shit I wrote, but probably.
That's really dope. That's a great intro, I think. It's a great intro track, because there was a sort of little intro skit before it. I would say that it does sound like, I don't know if it's an effect, like it's a sort of like small room reverb effect, or if it's actual natural, reverb that came in through the recording itself, the vocal recording itself. But it does sound like there is, some reverb on the vocals that make it sound a little out of place at certain points in the track. At other points, it sounds really clean. It sounds like it blends in very well. So I don't know what that is, if that is actually in the recording or if it's an effect that you placed on it afterwards. That's really the only thing that I noticed that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this could be better. But beyond that, I love the production. I love the subject matter. The lyrics really remind me of that song by not John Lennon, John Mayer, Stop This Train. I adore that track, man, because I think it's such a relatable feeling to be, to have this sudden realization that we are getting older, that the only moment that we have is the present, that time is constantly running out. It's the one thing that never, ever, ever, ever stops moving. That and trains, basically. You can never stop them. But it's a subject matter that I think a lot of us identify with, we can relate to, and it's presented very nicely, I think. I really like the flow. I love the sound of your voice. It really fits the style of music. Your delivery is great, and I think that you wrote this really well. I do think it's an awesome track, and that little issue that I had with the vocal recording, that little echo or reverb, slight reverb in the vocal, it doesn't really throw me off, you know, as much as I might have made it seem. It really is not an issue. I'm nitpicking because because out of respect for your artistry, you know, you sent this to me asking me to give criticisms, and so I'm really trying to find anything to point out to you. But this is really well done. You know, this is a track that I would or that I'm going to add to my playlist once it drops on Spotify. I really liked it, man. I really like it. Whatever you need is in the universe. This is also a skit, and I'm gonna let it bleed into universe.
Whatever you need is in the universe, and this idea is going to attract it to you.
Okay. I like the clean keys in contrast to the sort of crushed chords in the background. Let me turn this up. Oh my god, I love this beat. And you're riding this really well. Love the vocal layering here. A lot of relatable sentiments here, man. If I get revenge, I'm sorry, God, it's not a sin to me. That's, yo, it's, like I said, a lot of relatable sentiments spread throughout this track. Yeah, man. This track is genuinely really good. Facts. Facts, man. That's huge facts. People out there complain about what they got, but there are other people who would die for the same shit. That's so, oh my God, man. You know, especially now during the pandemic, things have gotten pretty tough, you know, worldwide. I mean, I live in Rio de Janeiro, and I know that it's really tough down here in the same way that it's tough in the US, in the same way that it's tough everywhere right now. This pandemic really took a toll on everybody. And so it can be really easy to sort of lose sight of your blessings and to lose sight of the positives and to sort of dwell on the negatives. And, you know, it is very tempting to just complain, man. Sometimes it feels so good to just let it off your chest. But at the same time, it's very easy to feel guilty because, you know, because we complain about things and yet we've got a roof over our heads. We've got beds to sleep in. We've got the internet and access to, you know, knowledge and entertainment and each other, you know, despite being, I mean, if the pandemic had happened in the 50s, you would be isolated at home with no way to talk to, you know, anybody else. With the internet, you can be isolated at home and FaceTime your friends and text your friends and, you know, talk to them all day if you want to, 24 hours a day if you want to. So we're alone, but we're never as isolated as we could be. I mean, we've got a lot of things that we can focus on that are blessings. And so, it's very easy to feel guilty for complaining, despite it being so satisfying sometimes. You know, it's a very relatable sentiment. It's something that, you know, is always in the back of my mind.
Stressed out every day. I need a vacation. My mind racing. I hope it slows down soon. Maybe by the time the day ends. Maybe by right now I'm speeding. Hey, can't slow down. Got hits like Mode Universe can play.
I love this track. I'm discounting the skits. I'm talking about Going Nowhere Fast and Universe. We're 2 for 2 right now with these tracks. Two very interesting, well-written, well-delivered tracks. Two very nice songs, man. Different vibes, right? I feel like Going Nowhere Fast is more of a rap sort of a song, and Universe is more of a banger. It's got that heavier low end. It's got, you know, a more energetic sort of a delivery. It's sort of like a pop trap fusion. Shows some versatility on Stannye Boy's part. I think that this is already a great start to the album. Come Alive.
Well, let's go.
That's catchy. That's already very catchy.
Let them show. If you need some help too.
Man, look at that. Look at the bass. Oh my God. Feels like my headphones are shaking. Oh, that was cool. That was a really cool little detail on the 808 there. On the left, it sounds like you did a little slide, a little bass slide, and panned it. Super subtle, very quick, but it's just a nice little touch to lead into the next downbeat. That's cool. That's really cool. So much swagger to this beat. Really bouncy. You know, I love that little guitar intro, and right now it sounds like we've got are they vocal chops or sample chops They might be reversed, but these you know melodies that are going on, the upper frequencies to this track are very interesting, and that low end is just thumping, man. That's really cool.
Need to focus on myself. I'm a real homebody. I don't need nobody else. Turn my worth.
Oh man, that's story of my life.
I don't need anybody else.
So airy, these melodies.
Let's go, let's go.
I love that melody, man. The hook is so great.
Let them show, let them show, let them show. If you need some help too, let them out. Just
I'm loving it, man. That's a hit. You know, that's the sort of a track that I think would get lots of radio play. It's catchy, it's bouncy, it's pleasant, right? It's got a fun vibe to it. You're singing melodies that are, you know, sliding over these beats, man. Very catchy. They're gonna get stuck in your head. This is the sort of a track that I think would get lots of plays. Lots of plays. Listen, you know, sometimes a track just has a vibe that you can't really explain, but it's just so appealing. It feels so good to listen to. And this is one of those tracks that just, as soon as it started and I heard those little guitars and then the beat dropped, it's so good to sink your teeth into it. You know what I mean? It's a great song. It's a great song. Come Alive it's fire. The next track is a skit. It's called A Lot of Us Spend Time Making That Error. And then I'm gonna let that transition over into the track after that, which is Over and Over Again.
And to spend your time now thinking of what happened there is making absolute certain that the future is going to be the same as the past. Now, I don't suppose many of us spend a lot of time thinking about that, but a lot of us spend a lot of time making that error.
This is gonna thump. Looking for the beat drop.
over and over and over. Over and over and over.
I like the synths that came in along with your voice.
Been through it over and over and over again.
Yeah. Love the hats. Boom, that, boom, boom, boom. That's a great bounce. Is the hook a little repetitive? Maybe. I mean, I've been listening to you say over and over again for almost a minute at this point. I wasn't counting how many bars this was going on for, but I would do it for half that. If it's 8 bars, do it for 4. If it's 4 bars, do it for 2. If it's 16, do it for 8. I don't know how many bars have gone by, but whatever it is, I would have done it for half the time, I think. Or included, you know, a switch up in the lyrics or something, because over and over again, it might be intentional. It's a little repetitive, but the beat is fire. Wow. That Web of Lies, Peter Parker bars, sick. Oh my god, you talk shit, can't walk it, Stephen Hawking? That is brutal. You talk shit and can't walk it, Stephen Hawking. That is brutal, man. Holy shit. It's funny to me, but that is a brutal bar. Holy shit. Yeah. I like the wordplay. Really like the wordplay there. That's a great verse, man. I was on my way, trying to find some peace inside, but I couldn't change. But I dream about my life now. I like this little bridge. I think my only issue is that the hook goes on. I counted the bars the second time. I believe it's 8. My only issue is that the hook goes on for 8 bars instead of 4, you know? If you want to give us an 8-bar hook, then give us a little bit more variety after saying over and over again for 4 bars. You know what I mean? Change it up a little bit. I don't know. Change something up in the production, or boost the ad-libs. Because the ad-libs are pretty fire when you're going, it's never gonna change, you know, in the background. I like that. So boost those maybe a little bit for the second half of the hook. I don't know. But that was really my only issue with it, is that the hook is just a little bit repetitive. Beyond that, I think that you're staying true to the subject matter. Your lyrics are very relatable, you know, because I feel like a lot of us feel this very similar emotions throughout this time that, you know, the world is going through. So I think that it's a very poignant, very relatable project right now. It's very consistent. Your beat selection has been great, and your flow just doesn't fail to impress. You know what I mean? You ride these beats very well. You've got a great ear for choosing the melodies that you're going to sing over these beats. You've got a great ear for finding these pockets to actually put your rhymes into, and you know, it's just very consistently fire. Honestly, I don't want to gas you up or anything, but like you said, you don't need the pat on the back. But I'm going to give it to you because, you know, this is really well done. I think so, at least. It's not going to be for everybody. You shouldn't be trying to please everybody anyways. So I really like it, man. Next track is also a skit. It's 6 seconds long. It's called What's the Matter With You, Tongue Tied. And then I'm going to let Gone in a Flash play right after that. Oh, and I'm going to say this again. That Steve Hawking bar, man. Sheesh. Tongue tied because it's unintelligible. Okay. Oh, this track already feels like a vintage, warm 70s kind of a vibe. So hearing modern, you know, drums over this is going to be really interesting.
Everybody knows that life is a short one.
Your voice is great, man. Your voice is great.
Yeah.
Oh, way slower than I was expecting. This is such a pleasant surprise.
Now I let go of all my grief. Boy, I need me some time. I took breaks, I rewound, but I'm back and this shit smack.
I'm sorry, man. This beat has me freestyling in my head, dude. I'm finding it tough to focus on your lyrics because this beat is crazy, bro. This beat's crazy. I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm catching these lyrics. I'm catching the bars. I like your flow. The flow I'm hearing in my head is a little different. So I think what this track is missing right now is a feature from me. I think I would have added something to this, you know, approached it with a little bit of a different flow. I think we should work, man. We should work. Because if I were able to get you a decent recording, you could throw it onto one of these songs and we could make something crazy, man. Because this is one of the tracks that I think I'm itching to collab with you on this one, man. This is already crazy to me. This is going to be a playlist track too when it drops on Spotify, and I'm halfway through it, and I already know that. So.
Man, I don't smoke the whole thing. Skin tone hard white, I'm cocaine. I'm alone, man. I'm in my zone, man. If it don't, man.
Girl like Rogaine.
I'ma do what I gotta do just to get popping.
And the way that I can hear that little guitar melody, you know, shining over your the pauses in your verse. Oh, I love it. I love it. The way that your flow is structured here. The pauses coincide with that little descending melody in the guitar. It's fire, dude. It's fire. Gone in the flash. I need the cash. Hit it and dash. Hey. That's a fire track, dude. That's a fire track. I want a verse on that one. I'm so greedy, you know what I mean? I need a verse on that one. That's crazy. Dead serious. Hit me up if you want to work, dude. The next track, Gone in a Flash is crazy, man. I'm still not over it. The next track is What's Gone Is Gone. It's a skit as well. It's going to bleed into Let It Go.
See, the point is, you don't know how much future you've got. Some of you've had terrible things happen in the past.
Right.
But what's gone is gone. It's in the past.
I mean, yeah, what's gone is gone. It's in the past, and any terrible things that have happened to you, I'm like winding up my charger as I speak. This is my videos are real, you know, this is an intimate moment. Yeah, what happens to you is in the past, but it's not as simple as that, you know, getting over previous events in your life. I mean, traumas, death of a family member, I mean, the myriad of, you know, a myriad of different things that could have happened in your life. Knowing that it's in the past helps, but it's not as simple as that, getting over it. So I can see what he's saying there, but it's not as just flippant as, oh, you know, you just got to get over it because it's in the past. It's not as easy as just that. I really wish it were, you know. A lot of these things take time, unfortunately, because as this project has been saying, we don't have a whole lot of time as it is. And the fact that we have to invest time in order to process events that are in the past so that we can let go of them and look to the future, you know, is I wish that weren't the case, but it is, man. It is. These things take time. You've got to be patient with yourself, because depending on what it is that you're trying to let go of, it will take longer than other things, and some things will never fully go, you know. I was actually watching a show on Netflix the other day, and someone was talking about a family member who died, and they said that the pain never really goes away. It just gets a little bit smaller every day. You know, it just gets smaller and smaller, but it'll never reach zero, right? So I don't know. I feel like that skit just kind of made it a little, it sounded a little flippant, and not everything is just easy to let go of. But yeah, this track is Let It Go.
Just let it go. You don't have control. Everything's already set in stone. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Hey.
I want to pause it here to say that I love this beat and I love the melodies that you're singing. But yeah, lyrically, lyrically, I agree that you have to let the past go, because you have no control over it, and it's set in stone. It's done. It's over with, and you do need to work on letting that go. I just disagree that saying just let it go sounds a little flippant. It sounds like you're making light of how hard letting things go can be. I agree with the message, though. I agree with the sentiment that letting things go, you know, we have to process our past and let that go, so that we can look towards the now and live in the present. I agree with that.
Let it go, let it blow in the wind. I pretend everything is okay. I know everything can bend. If it don't break, then I wait.
However, it would be a little flippant and insensitive to say that to someone else, but a lot of times this is how we speak to ourselves, right? A lot of times we can be frustrated with ourselves, and for not being able to let go of these things, for not being able to process them. And so we say to ourselves, man, come on, you know, it's in the past, just let it go. In these moments of frustration, saying this to yourself, I can relate to that. Saying just let it go to someone else might be a little insensitive. But this is beginning to sound, based on this portion of his verse, it's beginning to sound like he's talking to himself. And if that's the case, I relate to this heavy. I relate to this heavy.
And I might end up in the dirt. I got blood all on my shirt. I got pain all in my eyes. I had hate on my heart. I let it go. Now I'm surprised that it worked.
I really like this part right here with the humming. Sounds great. Yeah, man. It actually sounds like that's him talking to himself, and telling himself, man, just let it go, you know, in a moment of frustration. He was talking about his problems, how they show up at night, how he has difficulty talking about his issues, and how he has this difficulty of letting things go, and of not letting his past affect him. And so I relate heavily to this track. At first, it felt like it was directed at someone else, which is why I was saying that it sounds a little flippant and sort of insensitive. But now that I realize that this is him speaking to himself, I actually relate to it a lot. And so it's funny, man, how you can change your mind about a song halfway through it. But this is a dope song. I like the approach to it. I like the melodies you're singing. Beat selection is still fire. I really like the use of the guitars, man. That portion where it's just the guitar and you humming is really beautiful. I like it, man. I like it. Next track is Quit Thinking in Reverse, and it's going to bleed into One Man Army.
Just let it go. Was there ever depth in that? Let's not look back in anger. Let's quit thinking in reverse. Nor forward in fear, but around us in awareness.
Hey, let's go. Trust nobody, that's a problem that I probably never get over. I'm sorry, I'm a one-man army, I don't need soldiers.
I've heard this song.
I
I think you sent this one in. I've heard this one before. This is not a first reaction. I really like this one, man. This is a great song. This is a banger. I'm gonna just vibe to it.
Back up from me, back up from me, back up from me, back up, yeah. I can't trust a soul, this how deep it goes. Every week I peep somebody creeping on me slow. I try to find some peace, but right now I can't trust nobody. That's a problem that I probably never get over.
It's a dope track, man. Yeah, I already gave you my opinions on that one when I listened to it in the stream when you sent it in. It's a banger. That's a banger. I like that bar about hitting up your homies just to check on them and check if they're okay. Yeah, we got to make that a habit, man. Check in on your friends, dude. Check in on your friends. Not everybody is not everybody's okay, you know? And it's always nice to know that we have friends who we can trust and friends who care about us. And so check in on them, and hopefully they're checking in on you as well. It's just always nice to have that support system, dude. But I really, you know, that track is a banger. That's just one bar that just stood out to me. I can't find the words. Tongue-tied. I believe this one's also going to be in reverse then. It's going to lead into Pop My Collar. I was right. If YouTube didn't have to pause to load every single track, these tracks would blend seamlessly into each other, which I really appreciate. Wow. Is every beat gonna be fire? I love your delivery, man. Great presence on the song.
I can deal with all that drama. I'm about to fix all money problems. I'ma pop my collar.
Just stunting on everybody who drives Impalas, man.
Before I had a mother, they gon' call you. This shit ain't a game. Everybody change when you change.
Yeah, that's a dope track too. It's got that confidence and that swagger that, you know, makes sense for the title. It's Pop My Collar, and it's kind of you just flexing, man, and feeling good about yourself. That's, you know, that's a really cool track. I like it. I like the beat. I like those strings. I like the effects on the vocal chops that you did. I think they really add to the production, and you know, I like the bounce to this one. I really like the bounce to it, man. No strings attached is gonna lead into no strings.
No strings attached. No strings attached. No strings attached.
Oh, this is fun. Faster paced beat.
Words that you said to
Hey.
me. Never had my back, but you always had half in it. Be dead to me. You said, do you love me? I said 50-50. Half the time you can't forget me. Other half you ain't fucking with. Party at your place. Yeah. Send an invite. Yeah. That shit go both
Lyrics are
ways.
crazy, dude.
Yeah. We'll go do it. How you did it. Down and out, and I doubt I'm gonna forget it. Can't erase memories we have. I was showing face. Sunlight shining through my room. The doom I feel inside can no longer exist.
The humming is fire. Man, this is a really nice song too. I love the production on this one. The bounce is crazy. The swagger too is crazy. It's that faster paced beat is just so fun to vibe to and to bounce to and to kind of swing to. But the lyrics, man, the lyrics are really nicely put together, dude. You really nice, talking about how you want a relationship with no strings and how you're talking about this person, you know. And what was it? You lie with me in the bed, but that wouldn't be the first time that you lied to me that you lied with me in the bed. Talking about how you asked me if I love you and I tell you 50-50. Half the time you can't forget me. The other half you're not even with me. Just really describing this relationship with no strings vividly, right? The lyrics, you can really see it as it happens. The descriptions, you know, the way that you wrote this, you know, the storytelling here is really on point. It's really nicely written, dude. Great job on that. That's fire. That is fire. Knew all along. The way it slides in and the panning. Really cool.
I knew all along I didn't have long, so I write these songs to right on my wrongs when night is gone. Sometimes I feel weak, sometimes I feel strong, sometimes in defeat, but the picture is vivid. I knew from the beginning that I would be winning.
Oh, those counter melodies are beautiful.
My head on a swivel, my legs on a pivot. I just cannot miss it, bitch. I'm on a mission to get me not dead wrong. Got my vision to the sky. Ask why God 1,000 times. Why me? I've been trying. Why me? Just when I write, I come alive in the night.
This is so awesome.
It ain't real, just follow the light. It'll lead you out the dark. Bitch, I'm felt lost. Wish I could get that.
I love that guitar.
Life is priceless. It don't really cost a thing. Stay.
Knew Along is fire, man. It's a different bounce than what we've heard so far. The production's fire. That 808 with a little bit of distortion on it slaps. The lyrics are catchy. The hook is catchy. The melodies are great. The guitars sound beautiful. They sound bright. Really cool, man. Really cool. They're spitting some real things too, talking about how people could, you know, not to trust anybody because they'll backstab you, and, you know, just spitting some real shit. Track 19, Gandhi.
Yeah, they haunt me. Yeah, keep it peaceful. Yeah, keep it Gandhi. Yeah, feel the angels.
Keep it peaceful, keep it Gandhi.
Yeah, keep all of the bad days behind me. I'll get to my destination soon. In my Gandhi.
This part right here feels a little empty.
Gonna stop me. Bitch, I'm too cocky. Got it from my poppy, my papa. Papa met a lady.
This sounds better.
Yeah, that's team, and I was a teen, and everything seems so simple.
Yeah, man. Honestly, Gandhi is not a bad track. It's not really for me. I wasn't really vibing with the production on it, and so that really just threw me off for the entire track, you know? I felt like the beat was just a little too slow. It was a little sparse, you know, the beat just felt like it could have used a little bit more. If I were making that beat, I would have done a little bit more to it. So, you know, I couldn't get over the fact that certain parts of the song felt a little empty to me, and so I just, you know, I didn't find it as captivating as some of these other songs. But it's definitely not bad. It's really more of a personal, subjective take, right? Objectively, I don't think really anything bad about this. So the last track is Be Alright.
Alive again, feel alive, and something, everything's gonna be alright, as long as I got you, and you got me, to push me over the hill, and it's
Man, this one has me
I ain't got time to waste.
traveling.
My way. Now you gone and you out my face, but that's alright.
This solo sounds so gorgeous. Man, this track is beautiful. Dude, that is a gorgeous outro to this project, man. I really, now that I've heard you on that sort of a vibe, I kind of wish you stuck a couple other tracks similar to that one in this project, you know? You were rapping over these bangers, and I had no idea you could do this, right? This is a great vibe for you, and your voice works with it. I don't know who was playing that guitar towards the end. If it was you, then you know, you can, man, you can really shred. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous track, dude. I would love to hear more like that from you. You know, that's a really intimate song. That's a very honest song. I really like the part where you were talking about your friend who unfortunately lost his mother too soon, but at least he's got you and you've got him. And I love to see that sort of really close friendship, man. It really just is heartwarming to see. So that's such a nice moment in the song. It's an uplifting moment in the project. It's nice to just, this entire project, we've been kind of focusing on this fact that we're losing time. Time doesn't stop, and we're just getting older with every second, and we have to let the past go, and we're super anxious and fearful of the future, and we've got to find some way to let go of that, to be present in the moment, and just this last track just saying, hey, listen, everything's going to be all right. Just sort of breathe, man. Just breathe. It's a really nice way to close the album. You know, conceptually and emotionally, it's a great song. It's a great song. This project is so awesome, dude. Like I said, it's got 20 songs on here, but half of them basically are skits. So really, it's like 13 really solid tracks, man. Really great songs. The delivery, the performance always fits the vibe of the production very nicely. You know, the lyrics here are very relatable. The lyrics are quotable. I mean, the tracks themselves are just catchy. They're bangers. The 808 is going to be thumping if you listen to this in your car. You're going to come back to this if you listen to it. You will. So please let me know when this drops on Spotify so that I can add my favorite tracks onto my playlist. But I think that this is just really well put together. This is a testament to your versatility. It's a testament to your talent, to your ability lyrically. I don't know if you produced any of these tracks, but if so, it's a testament to your ability as a producer. Like I said, your flow is great. The melodies that you sing over these tracks are all awesome. So you've got a great ear for that. I really think that you're a standout talent, man. You should continue to pursue this because this is really, really fire. Thank you for sending this in and asking me to listen to it. I hope that, you know, you take all of my criticism with a grain of salt. You know, everything that I say is subjective. It's not, my word is not law. So if I say something that you disagree with, it's your project, man. Do as you see fit, please. Do as you see fit. Do what sounds right to you. But those are my opinions, man. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for sticking through it. If you enjoyed the project, click the link in the description. Check it out. Follow Stannye Boy's social media. I'm going to ask him what he wants me to plug into the description and support him. And support the channel as well. Huge shout out to my patrons and the members of the channel. It really means a lot to me, all of your support. Subscribe. I'll see y'all later, man. Everybody stay safe out there. Remember to drink water. Peace out.